basically we're back, and we're always back. We're like Mary J. Blige. Never ever did we leave, but also we never really was here in the first place. But so we're Sammy J. We are, I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks post Fury Usyk Fury 2, which let me know in the comments what you felt about that, because I thought it was an exceptional fight. I didn't really get to watch it because I was obviously doing buttons and producing at the 505 watch party. But exquisite fight. Thank you again
100%.
for my mega comic right there. And also everyone, wish Sweet Sammy J a happy 17th birthday in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel it's only fair to have an open and frank discussion with you about what's next for AJ, Fury, and Usyk. Now, which one of those do you want to go for first? Because obviously you have first-hand experience of Riyadh twice, 3 times now. So
4 times.
4 times. Flex. What are you? Who do you want to go with first?
Do you want to go with Usyk first? Do you want to go with the champ?
Usyk's the easiest one to do, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Right. So Usyk for me, yeah. So he fights the winner of Dubois Parker, which make no doubt about it. Parker is no joke, and Dubois is in for a very rough night with old Joe P. Right, so he does that. He becomes the first ever 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion. Hopefully at that point, he just vanishes off into the sunset because, let's be honest, he has completed heavyweight. He completed cruiserweight. He has completed it. It's done. He beat AJ twice. He beat Fury twice. He beat Dan. Like, Dan is a world champion because of a letter got sent. And he was just like, nah, mate, like, you can have that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not being rude, but he got knocked out by the geezer whose belt he has. So if he goes back and fights for that IBF and becomes 2-time undisputed, then you're done, right?
I suppose the only thing you've got in the Dubois fight is the low blow, like, just in terms of selling it. Like, I suppose that's got a bit of jeopardy there. But in Usyk's completed it, and the only thing I think Usyk might as well just give it up. Do what Fury did, where he kind of give it up, left it for a bit, and then came back and tried to do it again.
I mean, you can come back and let the division mature. You know, Klitschko's done that, and like, I just don't think it's worth it. I just don't think it's worth it for him. I just think he needs to just swan off, right? You're not fighting Bakoli. Zhang's doing nothing for it. Caballero's doing nothing for it, right? Fabio Wardley is now number 1 for the WBA. Shout out our boy Fabs. Yeah. FW loves FW. But let's be real about that one. Like, does Usyk Fabs sell? Not really. We would buy it because we love Fabs.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe, exactly.
But not,
so it has to, like, you have to almost relinquish the belts, go away for a bit, and come back and do it again. You do like you said, you do the Fury and try and collect them all afterwards. But for what? He's made way more money than I ever expected him to be able to. Like, Turkey has come in and just changed the game for so many of them boys, right?
100%.
Essentially, the top 10, none of them do anything really of anything worth doing. I'd watch number 3 with Fury. I'd watch number 3 with AJ. I'd watch those over Dan or.
But it'll just be one of them where, like, if you look at, like, the rankings at the moment, it's in a place where the belts kind of need to be split. Because I think you've got quite a few boxers that are kind of on the verge of that world title level, but they need not necessarily like an easy world title fight, but like not one for all the belts. No.
What you don't need is the first time that you're fighting for a world title to actually to be fighting the final boss. What you want to be doing is fighting like a Dan Dubois for your world title shot, where, all right, you get banged out by Dan, maybe he gains more from it. You bang out Dan, it changes hands. All right, cool. But Usyk is the final boss of that. And like,
for sure.
Zhang, who cares? Like, Zhang's 50. Bakoli, do you know what? Like, I like Bakoli a lot, and I think that he is as avoided as they say he is. But then he also he talks too much. You talk too much about sparring.
He's the I think the prime example of like he needs those belts to be split because he's probably like the most avoided heavyweight at the moment. So if he gets himself in a position where he's fighting for one of the belts and then becomes a world champion, then people have to fight him. Like if you want to unify the belts, you've got to fight him.
But again, like if he is in line and he becomes the mandatory for what, he will get his shot. He has to get his shot, or you relinquish the belt, right? So he will get his shot at being a heavyweight champion. But again, him versus Usyk does nada. Like it is what it is.
Bacolli Dubois sounds good though.
Bacolli Dubois sounds fantastic, and Bacolli
that sounds very good.
Bacolli does naughty things to Danny Boy. Right, I think Bacolli does naughty things. Yeah, I do. I think, yeah. All right, who do you want to do next?
I mean, do you want to just talk about the obvious straight away?
Which one?
With both of them?
What, together? I know, but you got to have one side of it. What do you want to do? Fury versus AJ or AJ versus Fury? Go on, you want to do Fury?
Go on, we'll do Fury.
All right, we'll do Fury. Obviously, Fury, AJ, that's the only fight. Simply put, the only fight. Yeah. There is nothing else. It is the biggest fight in boxing. It's the biggest fight in British boxing. It doesn't have to be for a championship. It doesn't. It would be amazing if it was for undisputed. It would have been amazing if it's for a world championship. But it doesn't need to be for that. It can just be for Saturday night. You can be the Saturday night champ. You can be the champion of us. How about that? Who cares? You can be the mega British champion for a weekend. Like you can make a new British champ belt for them.
Yeah, all about commemorative one.
I'm all about it. I've already said to Shy, if AJ Fury happens, we're doing black tie. The watch party is black tie.
Oh, you've got to 100%.
End.
Are both of them in top 10 rankings still?
Who?
I mean, Fury and AJ. Because it depends. Because Fury dropped out of the IBF. I don't know where AJ is nowadays.
So look. I mean, let's deal with this in logic only, right? Fury is the number 2 heavyweight in the division,
for sure. For sure.
AJ purely because he got stopped by Dan is number 4 or 5, right? That's fact, right? Who for AJ to fight? So look, AJ, I still think AJ beats Dan 8 times out of 10. Right, and I stand by that. I'm still shocked it happened in the summer. It is what it is, right? So what are we going to do now? So we've got AJ versus Dan for the second time.
Yeah.
Do we want that?
Well, it's one of them where that could easily go the other way. And then...
easily be the other way. And then you have to have an immediate rematch on that one.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, a year's gone. Usyk's out in the fields now. Fury's back to being 1,700 stone, doing all manner of naughtiness. Like, you know what I mean? AJ versus Zhang, good fight. I think that's a problem.
That's hell of a banana skin, though.
It really is.
Like Zhang's a banana skin for everyone.
For everyone.
So for AJ to do that after coming off that loss against Dubois. But then I do also get what Eddie and AJ are saying about no more warm-up fights. Let's just crack on with it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So but he's done his warm-up fights. He's a 2-time unified heavyweight champion. Like he doesn't need warm-up fights, right? He's had big fights. He's had a little bit of a layoff. Like the damage that was done when he lost to Usyk, it broke his brain for a bit, right? And that's 100%. Understandable. And the same thing will happen with Fury, which is like he will probably until the day he dies say, I won that fight. I won that fight. I won that fight. Even though he didn't twice, right? It is what it is. So AJ versus Dan, we'll watch that. Okay?
Yeah.
AJ versus Bacolli. To be honest,
that'd be good.
That's a good fight. AJ versus Zhang, I don't want anything to do with because I don't think any good comes from that. Right? And you know what? I still want AJ Wilder. I still think AJ Wilder sells. Yeah. I still think AJ Wilder should happen.
Have we heard any more about Wilder?
No, Wilder's just living his best life, man.
He's just living his best life. That's all that matters.
He's just living his best life. And then Fury, right? Really, Fury can actually do whatever he wants, right? Fury should fight AJ. If Fury wants to be an absolute and utter melt, which he can be, he gets on the phone to Uncle Frank and he says, do what you want, pull whatever strings you want, right? The winner of Dubois Parker is fighting me. He can do that.
Yeah. They're all Queensbury boxers as well.
Exactly. Just to trigger the next Usyk fight. He can do that if he wants.
Yeah.
He can do whatever he wants. Him versus Bakoli is a fantastic fight. Him versus Zhang, he'll do that. Listen, we've seen Fury fight absolute fringe top 15s for massive paydays. He can do what he wants. Honestly, he can do what he wants.
How bothered do you think both of them are about the belts now?
None.
Yeah.
Who? Fury and AJ?
Well, Fury and AJ, yeah.
I think AJ's more bothered about the belts than Fury is.
Yeah.
Because Fury's had all of them. Fury's had all of them, and he has been a lineal heavyweight champion for a considerable amount of time. I don't think that. I think it is a hole in AJ's heart that he never made it to undisputed, and I think it's one of those ones where if you're his mate and you said to him, "Bro, unified heavyweight champion twice," like it's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
Like chill.
No,
he ain't. But like you're saying, like there's a new breed coming through, right? Maybe the belts all have to be just disbanded and then someone can hoover it all up again. How many times did Floyd do that? Floyd did it all the time.
Exactly.
He would retire, he'd vanish for 2 years, he'd come back up and sweep up the new division like bothered. Usyk's not even that old for a heavyweight.
I think, to be fair, I think it's probably the best way for Usyk to go about it, because if you're looking at ticket sellers, if you're not fighting AJ and Fury, who's... or like pay-per-view numbers, who's the next biggest person to fight, numbers-wise? Exactly. So would you give it like 2-3 years and see if someone does rise to the top to then challenge? Because like from a commercial point of view, the big fight, apart from AJ Fury, the big fights have kind of been done now.
Yeah. Yeah, they have.
So from that point of view, you need a new star to then come up to then be worthy of, a Riyadh season main event.
I mean, and the only two viable new stars that are coming through now are Fabio Wardley and Moses. And click like, subscribe, leave us a comment, and check the next video where we're only talking about Moses and Fabs. Love that. Bye.
Gosh.
Hold on, where's the stop button?